What's going on, guys? My name is Christopher Rhodes. I'm a music video director based out of Virginia. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you 5 creative and really easy ways that you can light your next music video. Let's get into it. The first creative and really easy way that you can light your next music video is to use motivated lighting. For me, motivated lighting is like the easiest and simplest way to conceptualize lighting for any project that you're doing. Essentially, what motivated lighting is looking at your scenery and looking at whatever practical lighting sources are in your scene and enhancing those with artificial lighting. So a practical light in a scene is basically any light that you can actually see within a scene. If you wanted to do motivated lighting for this scene right here, you would essentially just look at the practical light sources, place a light from the exact same direction off camera, try to match the color temperature, and try to match the intensity of those lights, and then you will have a motivated lighting look. I actually have a light just off a frame back here, lighting, just giving me a nice little kick right here, and you would think that the lamp is doing it, but it is actually not. They do this in Hollywood films all the time, and that's why when you look at Hollywood films, you think, man, this light looks really natural, it looks really real. It's basically just motivated lighting setups. So in this music video example that I'm showing you guys right here, the first thing that we see is this really big window. When I walked into the scene, I knew, okay, let's base the lighting setup off of this really big window. When you look at the scene, nobody is gonna think twice about it. You would think that this window is actually lighting the scene. Outside of the window, I have a Nanlite Forza 300B2 boomed up, and we're shining this directly through the window onto our subject, and this is lighting him really well. It looks natural, it looks like the light is coming from the window, but it's really the light source outside of the window. Another thing that I decided to do with this scene is we put a Nanlite Forza 302 on the porch, and we shine that through the slits, the window slits on the front door, and this is giving us some really nice shapes on that background wall. And if the sun was coming from this direction of the house, you would see something similar to a lighting setup like this. We're just enhancing it. We're just making it a little bit better for our cinematography. And as a viewer, you wouldn't question this lighting setup at all. You would really think that this was naturally happening on the scene. If you ever walk into a location and you have no idea what to do with your lights, just look at the available practical lights in the scene and try to enhance those off camera. The next creative and easy way that you can light your next music video is to use color contrast lighting. Color contrast does a really great job of separating the subject from the background if that's the goal of your project. And a really easy way to do this is to use contrasting colors within the lighting setup that you're gonna be using for your video. Blues and oranges tend to work really well. We see teal and orange all the time. Red and green tends to work really well, even like red and teal. Anything within that realm of colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel tend to work really well when it comes to creating contrast and making your subject pop. And the subject that I'm showing you guys right here as an example, we have a really nice blue light shining on the background. This is being casted by a Nanlite Forza 60C. Great thing about this light is it's bicolor and it also has RGB capability. So we just changed that to a blue hue and shine that directly to the background, lowered the intensity and took a little bit of that saturation out so it's not too distracting. We also have a Nanlite Pavo Tube 30X as our hair and kicker light, and we changed that to the orange tone. This is the color contrast right here. This is creating the pop. This is creating a separation between our subject and the background. Our key light choice for this, we're using the Nanlite Forza 60B2, and we have the projector mount on this. Great thing about the projector mount is it allows you to not only shape the light, but you can make it whatever size that you want. So we have this as a really small lighting source on his face. It's very untraditional, but once we add in these other elements with the lights, like the color contrast and also the kicker light, it's just a really cool stylistic way to light this music video scene. The next creative and easy way that you can light your next music video is to light for the effects that you plan on doing in post. The cool thing about music videos is you can do whatever effects you want. You can do VFX, you can do green screen, you don't really have to play by the rules. You know, this is why music videos are so fun. You can do so many creative things. But the way that you really make your effects believable and look good is you have to light for them. My client and I talked extensively before we even went to set for shooting that we were gonna have him kind of silhouetted out in some sort of shape. We didn't know if it was gonna be a circle or a doorway. The doorway came after the fact, but I knew based on what we had discussed that we were gonna need to light the scene a specific way. And with this lighting setup and what we discussed, we knew that the light source was gonna be having to come from behind him because the light source behind him in post was gonna be something that was really bright. We decided to use the Nanlite Forza 500 B2 paired with the parabolic softbox, and we placed that behind him. The lighting source is not frontal because if it was frontal, then it wouldn't be believable with the VFX that we planned on doing in post. The next creative and really easy way for you to light your next music video is to use Rembrandt lighting. Rembrandt lighting is a staple in the filmmaking industry, in the photography industry, in the music video industry. It's so simple and it does a really great job of just shaping your subject's face in a really nice way. Essentially what Rembrandt lighting is you place your light source around 45 degrees to your subject's face and then you lift it just slightly above their head and angle it down. And what this does is it gives you a really nice triangular light streak over here on the opposite side of your subject's face. It just looks really good. I'm using Rembrandt lighting right now, and it's so easy and it's so simple. It does a really great job of just shaping your subject's face so well. The next creative and really easy way that you can light your next music video is to use background lighting. One thing that I love to do in music videos is to just shoot my talent's silhouette. Silhouettes are great. You don't really see too much detail within them, but you can see the person's figure. Basically what I like to do is I like to place my subject to the side and then I like to light the background, and then that gives me a nice silhouette so we can still see what the artist is doing. We can still see them out performing the song, and it just tends to look really, really cool. In this example that I'm showing you right here, the background light that I'm using is the Nanlite Forza 60C paired with the projector mount. The cool thing about the projector mount is it not only allows you to shape the light, but it allows you to add in gobos, which allows you to give the light a really nice effect or shape. We added a gobo into the projector mount. We backed it up just to make it as big as possible. And then we also added a pulsing light effect on that light to make it kind of go in and out. And this just looks really creative. We place our subject in front of that background light. Background lighting is cool. You don't have to always light your subject to be perfectly even or to make sure we can see their facial expression. As long as we can see the motion that they're doing, we can see the side of their face performing, this is a really cool way, stylistic way that you can light your next music video. So those are my 5 creative and really easy ways to light your next music video. If you guys want to know a little bit more about this topic, make sure you guys check out the live event that B&H and Nanlite is going to be hosting with me. Links and information should be down in the description for that. Make sure you guys check out my YouTube channel as well. The link should also be in the description for that. Make sure you guys drop this video a like and subscribe to the B&H YouTube channel as well. I'm out, guys. Peace.